Hello, everyone. Welcome to CyberLink webinar again. It's end of July, and I think some of you might have participated in our previous webinar in May. So glad to see you back again. I'm Steven. I'll be your instructor tonight for tonight's course, and tonight we'll be talking about. Oh, sorry. It's it's tonight in US time. I'm having some time difference. So today's course, we are talking about some top tips for making travel videos and photos using PowerDirector and PhotoDirector, our video editing software and the photo editing software. So tonight's course, we are designing for the beginners, for those people who like first time using PowerDirector or you've bought it but don't know how to start. So we're designing this kind of course to you. So before we start, we would like to give you some quick reminder. So if you're watching using your web browser, you'll see this interface. We are having the right side, there's a chat window. So we are having two of my colleagues will be answering your questions in real time. So if you've got some purchasing questions, or if you've got some technical questions, you can ask them in real time. But remember, we only got 2 people to do the real-time responding. So if they're a little bit slow, don't get panic. Okay, they'll answer your questions. And if you feel the video quality isn't that good, you can go to the YouTube settings. You'll find this wheel icon, these setting icons underneath your YouTube video, and click on it and select the quality to 720p, where you can get a better quality video. Okay, and also you can check in the video description. If you cannot find it, you'll find a little show more button here. So click on it, you'll find some additional information, including we got a link to our survey. So I wish you guys can help me filling the survey after joining this webinar to let us know how to do next courses better. And also we got some additional resources, like some additional tutorials that we cannot cover within today's course. So I'm putting everything here. So after the course, if you still got any questions, you can find the links here. And if you miss a course for tonight, don't worry, because we will publish the recorded video tomorrow on CyberLink Learning Center. And if you want to visit CyberLink Learning Center, you can go to cyberlink.com. Under support tab, there's a learning center. Okay, and you can find all the previous webinars in homepage to watch the previous webinar. So you can see the recorded course being published here. All right, so that pretty much is the beginning. So it's time for us to start tonight's course. Okay, first of all, I would like to go through the course outline for tonight's course. So as I explained that we are designing tonight's course for the very beginners. So we will spend 10 minutes to walk through the PowerDirector's interface to all of you. If you don't know how to use PowerDirector, we'll give you a quick catch up. Then the second session, we'll spend 35 to 40 minutes to talk about some top tips for making travel videos using PowerDirector. And the last 15 minutes, we're talking something about PhotoDirector, our photo editing software. So that pretty much is it. So let's start. So the first part, getting started with PowerDirector. So I hope everyone already got the PowerDirector installed in your PC, or you're planning to buy one. Anyway, so upon launching PowerDirector, you'll see 3 icons here. The first one is the full feature editor, which is a traditional PowerDirector's timeline-based interface. And the second one is the easy editor, which is using our magic style tool to create some auto videos with your imported photos. And the third part is the slideshow creator. It's generating all your photos and adding some music and transitions and generate them to a video slideshow composed by your photos. Okay, so today we will be mainly focusing on the full feature editor. So click it, you'll launch PowerDirector. Okay, so upon launching PowerDirector, you'll see the user interface is divided in 3 blocks, including the first part. Here is what we say the media room. So you can find all your imported media or some special effects titles here in this place. And the second part is our preview window. Okay, so you can imagine that when you're making video, you can see all the instant results in this preview window, and you can play it to see what it looks like. And the third part is our timeline interface. So you can imagine it's the working environment, the desktop of a PowerDirector. So you are putting all your resources onto the timeline so that you can arrange them the way you like. Okay, and on the timeline, you can see there are 3-digit of numbers. There are 4-digit numbers on the timeline, which means hour, minute, second, and frames. So for example, if we are doing the 30 frames per second project, and then the last 2 digits will be up to 29. So it means that you are having totally 30 frames inside of 1 second of your video. Okay, so the timeline is being break in 2 dimensions. One is the horizontal way. This means the time span from beginning to, for example, here's 5 minutes 50 seconds. And the vertical side means the layering of the timeline. So you can see there are several layers on this timeline that I can put things layer by layer. So I'll give you a quick example. So here I'm having some resource file already. I have a music file, a photo file, and a video file. So if you want to create something out from these resources, you can just drag and drop to the media room of PowerDirector. So you can see your files are being imported. And if you want to see it clear, you can scale it about by adjusting this slider. Okay, and if you want to switch between different media, you can click on the All Media button and select, I want to show video, audio, images, etc. So for example, if I want to put the video first and the photo after, I can drag the video object onto the timeline and the photo object onto the timeline after it. Okay, and by default, the photo is 5 seconds long. And if I want to make it longer, I can touch the right side or left side and drag it to make it longer. And if I think this video is too long, I can touch on 2 sides to trim from the end, make it shorter, or trim from the beginning. Okay. And when you want to see the result, you can click on this play button on the preview window. Okay, so you will see the videos at the beginning. Then we'll change it to this photo. Okay, and what if I want to make the in-between shot more smooth? I can go to this transition room to add, for example, this airplane transition, drag and drop it between 2 clips. Okay, so now you can see the transition is being added between these tips, between these 2 clips. Okay, let's see what the transition being added is looking like. Okay, so the transition is being added to this two tracks, two timeline objects. And if I want to mute the audio on this video track, I can simply click on this timeline track and mute it, untick the audio. All right, and lastly, if you want to put some music, you can drag and drop the music file to the audio track or music track, something like this. So it become like something like this. Okay, next we'll be talking about the layering concept. So you can see on timeline track 1, it's your video. And if I want to put some text over it, I can go to title room. For example, I want to add opening title here. I drag it to timeline track 2. So you can see the title is being overlaid on the first one. And the same, if I want to add some more things like the particle effect, I can drag it to timeline track 3. So you can see it's overlaying on it. Okay, so that's pretty simple, right? So a quick catch up again. The horizontal side means the time span of your video, and the vertical side is layering. And the smaller the timeline track means it's at the bottom, and the larger means it's on top of other things. So for this timeline track, think that PowerDirector supports up to 100 track of timeline, and by default, the system will add 4 tracks timeline to when you launch in PowerDirector. And if you want to add more, you can click on this icon, this little icon here, to add more tracks. So you can add the audio tracks or video tracks, etc. Okay, so that's a quick catch up of PowerDirector. I hope you all understand how it works. And if you still got some question of how to begin with PowerDirector, okay, visit our learning center. You can get a lot more from our learning center. All right, after the warming up, we are going to the main part of today's course. So top tips for travel videos. So I think it's summertime in US and in Canada. And I also see some friends joining from South Africa. So it's a winter time. But anyway, it's vacation time all the year. And it's also vacation time now here in Asia. So during your trip, you might bring your cameras, your GoPros, or your cell phone, or whatever that can help you capture some footage or photo. And sometimes those things are not so good. And when you're coming back, you don't know how to mix up this stuff to be a video. So we'll give you some hints and tips of some ways to make your travel videos better. So we got 5 tips here. The first one we're talking about is the speed. So you know, when you're walking around, the footage might be pretty long, like 1 hour long when you're walking in on the street of Venice or on Rome, or and I mean, no one wants to see your 1 hour long footage. So the speed of the video is really important. You can either make it faster and make your user concentrate on the most important things, or you can do some little tricks like using time-lapse to capture, to condense the time span of your video, so making the video looking more dynamic. And the second tip is make your footage stable. So if you're using handheld camera, there's sometimes a shot on that perfect that is shaky. And it's like if you having your friends watching 10 minutes of this kind of footage, it's like riding on a roller coaster for 10 minutes, and it's not a very pleasing experience. So sometimes if there are too shaky footage, that there are some way to fix it to make it more stable, make it look better. And the third thing is nice lighting and nice color and lighting. So you cannot expect that every time you go into some place, the weather is beautiful. Sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's cloudy. And sometimes if you go diving, if you went diving before, you'll see that the camera always capture the footage in whiter color. I mean, it's not so blue as you see in the sea, or so blue as you imagine. So you probably need to fix the footage a little bit to make those footage look more eye appealing. And the fourth is don't be shy to use some templates and slideshow. So I know some of you would really like to showing off, saying, damn, I'm on a trip and you miserable guys are sitting in the office and talking to your boss and with your computer. So, I mean, nowadays people really like to showing off their trips. And you know, it doesn't showing off that much if you're coming back to show a 5-minute footage, 5-minute video to your friends or colleagues. The best way is to showing off on your trip. But you don't want to spend too much time during your trip to make a video. And in this kind of situation, I mean, template-based or slideshow-based will be nice that you just throw all your photos in a template, and in 5 minutes, it's been created automatically, and you can share on Facebook right away and go to beach to enjoy your cocktail again. And that's the best way to make your friends jealous, right? Okay, so don't be shy to use some templates and slideshows during your trip to make the video pretty quick. And the fifth tip is express your style. So if you're going to some place, if you're making some video, you don't want those video looking so boring, just like everyone else. So you can some little trick like create your own titles and putting some graphics, icons, etc. Some interesting stuff to make the video look even more colorful and beautiful. So these are the top 5 tips we recommend you to add to your travel videos. So we'll go through one by one. So remember, the first thing we talked about was adjusting the video speed. So let me quickly show you an example why speed does matter. Okay, this is original footage. So my colleague go to Okinawa. It's an island town, island city in Japan, and with his friends, and they're taking some footage of eating some ice cream. And it's a bit boring because he's just panning his cameras around. So most of the shot inside of this video doesn't mean anything. But I still want to capture the nice part that they're eating ice cream, right? I want to focus on their face, but I want to skip the between part. So let's see what we want to do and what we recommend you to do. So this is a new video we created from that footage. So you can see when we are panning the camera, we actually make those parts faster. And while when sticking on the people's face, we are making in normal speed. So let's say the original footage is around 19 seconds long, and we find some part inside of this footage, like the beginning part and the middle part when switching from people 1 to people 2 and people 2 to people 3 and to these 2 boys, that there are some unimportant part, and I want to make it faster. So I made this part faster by 6 times. I made this orange part 6 times faster, while the blue part it's remaining the same speed. So it would be the video, the video we show you, just show you. So let me show you how to do this kind of trick to adjust the video speed. Okay, hold on a second. All right, so we are back to PowerDirector timeline again. So you can see here in timeline track 1, this is the original footage, which is 19 seconds long. And to work on it, we already locate the part that we think is unimportant. So it's like I already add some timeline mark on my timeline track. So the timeline marks look like this. This little blue sign is a timeline marks. So if you want to add it, just right-click on your timeline and add the timeline marker, so you can easily locate. And this is somehow helpful. For example, you want to locate some important shot, or if you got the reference track on your audio, the background music, you can do some timeline mark first, so that you can know which point you want to cut in your video footage. Okay, so the first thing we want to deal with this is that we want to trim the footage in different parts. So move your mouse cursor, the indicators on the mark 1, then right-click, select split. So you can see now the footage is being split in 2 different segments. Okay, and we are doing the same way that between each shot we are split the footage. And PowerDirector 13 supports a hotkey. So if you want to do the mouse right-click every time, the hotkey for split is Control T. So you can click Control T on each timeline marker point. So you can see now the footage is being split into different segments on my timeline. Then how to make the speed faster? Click on this click on this object, and you can see on top there's a menu showing up. And click on Power Tools. So in Power Tools, you will see a video speed tool that looks something like this. Okay, so you can make the video faster or make it slower in this video speed adjustment tool. So for example, I want to make this clip longer to 6 times. So you can see that before it was long and after it was short. Okay, I'm making it shorter right now. And I'm doing the same thing to all the shots. I want to shrink them. Okay, so on the timeline, you will see that there's a little eye icon on that clip. Means there are some effects or adjustment being applied on that clip. So this segment are being adjusted to 6 times faster speed. And while this part, which we didn't adjust it, is playing in the normal speed. So let's see what we'll get from this. Okay, so you can easily create something like a fast zoom effect on your video footage. So remember, your original footage is like 19 seconds long, and now you are making it shorter. So it means if you are creating a 3 minutes video, you got more time to fit it in some other more important things. And this kind of trick is extremely helpful. For example, if you're taking a long walk shot along some way that during the walk sequence, you can make it faster. And when you are seeing some nice looking stuff, you can make it in normal speed. Okay, and the other way is to do a time-lapse video. And we are not going through very detail of how to make a time-lapse because it's a little bit advanced. And we already talked about this in a previous webinar. So if you are interested in making a time-lapse, you can go to our Learning Center to see how to do it. And you can also find the link of the time-lapse tutorial in the video description on today's course. I want to show you some little tips for making another type of time-lapse that I came across this little gadget. It's called, it's from IKEA. It's called ordering. I don't know if I've pronounced it correctly. It's called IKEA ordering. And it's a cooking clock that it will turn clockwise of 360 degree in 1 hour. So it's interesting that if you are putting that the counter clock as a base and putting your sports cam, for example, I'm putting my HTC Rig on top of it and recording time lapse, and you'll get something like this. Okay, so this is a regular time lapse that my friend and I are having dinner, but because when the counter clock is spinning, that the shot it gets is spinning. So this trick is called, we call it spinning time lapse, and it can give you more dynamic feel and more different look and feel of your time lapse footage. So if you are interested in that, you can go to IKEA to find this ordering cooking clock. But if you are from Taiwan, don't try it because I bought the last ordering from Taiwan's IKEA shop, and they say it will be out of stock until August. All right, so that's for the adjusting speed part. Then next, we're talking about how to make your footage better. So we talked about color, we talked about lighting and stabilization. So color happens like when we are taking some underwater footage, and we want to make those pale footage higher saturation and color better. And if you are having some extreme backlighting issue or the light just overexposure, you can heal the lighting stuff And the third is stabilization. So if your hands are shaking, and you can use the stabilization tool to make it less shaky. Okay, so we'll give you a quick hint of how to use PowerDirector to do this stuff. Okay, so first of all, I want to show how to adjust the color. So this footage I shot in aquarium in Okinawa. I mean, it looked nice, but the color just not that pleasing. I mean, like this coral should be more yellow, and the fish can be bluer, and the back, this purple, it didn't that standing out. So sometimes there are some footage like this. So if you want to enhance it, click on the this clip, and you can find the Fix Enhance tool on the menu bar. Click, and you'll go to this interface. Okay, select Color Director. And by default, you will see a bunch of presets being presented here. So we're already building more than 20, around 20 presets in PowerDirector, and you can also get more presets from Director Zone. Okay, so here are some interesting presets. For example, if you want to make it black and white, if I want to make it like end of the world. It's like after atomic bomb explode, that everything become purple. Or if I want to have a dreaming look, okay, if I want to have a washout color, etc. So here I'll choose this one, bright light. So after applying the effect, you can see it's slightly different. Now the color of the coral is standing out, and the fish become bluer. Okay, so it looks somehow better. And there are also some other way for you to tweak with color. It's the same under the Fix and Enhance tool. So you can go to Color Adjustment tool. Say, I think it's two. Okay, in Color Adjustment tool, there's something to tweak with exposure, brightness, saturations, etc. So if I think it's a little bit overexposure, I can make it lower, and I can make the brightness, the brighter part higher, and make the contrast higher, and make the saturation higher. Okay, so this is the adjusted footage. Make it in full screen. So you can see the color is much better than what it was before, right? So you can apply the same trick if you want to heal some underwater footage. You can do the same way. Okay, so this is for the color and lighting adjustment. And the next thing we'll be talking about is the stabilizer. So let's take a look at this footage. Okay, so this was shot when I was in Taidong, a city in Taiwan. So I record this on the car. So the footage is pretty shaky. Okay. So it's not looking that good, but I want to show the mountain is moving in a very it's moving in a very spectacle way. Okay, so I get this part from my footage, and I want to enhance the footage a bit. So click on it, go to Fix Enhance Room, and you will find the tool Stabilizer. Okay, and by default, PowerDirector will have a stabilizer tool, but this stabilizer tool only fix the vertical and horizontal way of shakiness. So if your hands is moving in a rotational way, then you probably need to tick this fix rotational camera shake. Okay, and in PowerDirector 13, we further enhance it, the stabilizer more. We also help you to fix some like non-directional left front to end and different axes of movement. So you can use this enhanced stabilizer to make a stabilization effect even stronger. Okay. So once the effect is being applied, you can click on it to preview. But because I launched the enhanced stabilizer, so it's requiring pretty strong CPU power that in most time your review won't be so smooth as other clips. Don't worry, render it, and you will find you'll see the final result that will be looking better. So here I'll show you what is the edited result for this clip. So this one is the original footage, so you can see it's shaky pretty heavily because we are on the car. And next, we're enable the default stabilizer of PowerDirector. So because it's doing the stabilizing, so some part of the footage will be trimmed. So you can see the center of the footage becomes stable. However, the side of the footage is moving a little bit like jelly. That's why we are having the enhanced stabilizer in PowerDirector 13 to fix that kind of jelly effect by side of the lens. So this is the third shot that we use the enhanced stabilizer. So you can see the side of the lens, your camera shot is more stable and better quality. So that's the stabilizing thing. So again, quickly remind, there are several different things you can do with PowerDirector's enhancement tool, including color, lighting, stabilization. Oh, and one more thing is that if you are having some dark shot, you can also find another tool in the fix and enhance room, which is the video denoise. That if you're shooting at the night when there are a lot of noise hot noise in your video, then you can eliminate the dots with this video denoise tool. Okay, so that's True Theater enhancement. Then remember the fourth trick we're talking about is don't hesitate using the template-based tool. So in PowerDirector, there are two kinds of template-based tool. One is called Theme Designer, and the other is called the Slideshow Creator. So Theme Designer, basically you are using videos and photos and to use as a resource and put them in the template. And the template, each template set we already got pre-configured music. You can use that pre-configured music come together with a theme, or you can either choose your own music. And in the themes, there are more options to customize your text. And the result looking slightly cooler. It's a 3D animated result. And while the other way is Slideshow Creator, which take everything, the resource will be your photo, and you should use your own music. But one cool thing about the Slideshow Creator is that we have an auto beat detection, saying PowerDirector will help you insert the transition on the beat of the music. But the Slideshow Creator do not have a customized text. So if you want to add some text on your slideshow, you can do it on timeline. We'll show you later how to do it. And also, Slideshow Creator allows you to have some flexibility to adjust your photo sequence. If you want to have a third photo and first photo swap the sequence, you can do with it. So I'll quickly show you some example of what's the end result of Theme Designer and Slideshow Creator. So first is Slideshow Creator. Okay, so as you can see on the Slideshow Creator, things that these photos are being put in some template, like this kind of a photo collage with animation. And all the changing of photos are happen to be on the beat of your background music. So you can do this kind of video in like 3 minutes at most. That if you got like 100 pictures in your trip, you can do it right away. And the second way is theme designer. So let's take a look at what it looks like. So you can see the theme designer is actually, you got some chance to customize your own text, like this one, let's go, or the beginning type in this London. Okay, and it's a mixture of using photos, like this London eye is a photo, while at the bottom, this one is a time-lapse, it's a video. Okay, so theme designer provides you more flexibility to mix your resources. And because we don't got much time today to do the demonstration, so I'll let you know where to find this tutorial of theme designers and slideshow creators in detail. You can the same go to the video description of our today's course, and you'll find number 3 is a create slideshow video with your travel photos, and number 4 is using theme designers. So these two tutorials can give you a very detailed introduction of how to use the slideshow creator to make some video like what we have just showed, like this one. Okay, and the theme designer is the same. You can find the tutorial of theme designer again in the description of this video. So because we don't got much time today, so I'm not going through in very detail of this demonstration. Okay, so lastly, we want to show you to do some cool titles with PowerDirector. So remember that at the beginning of the webinar, you saw a video. I'll replay it again. Sorry. So see, at the beginning of the video, we are having this nicely looking, pretty cool titles. Okay, and inside of the video, like the opening there, you see this little animated title. And also here's another title we put. Okay, so how to do these titles with PowerDirector, I'll show you from scratch. Okay, so here's a project I created previously. So you can see on the timeline, for example, this one is 4 tracks, and the title is looking something like this. Okay, and the last track, on track 4, is the title itself. And on top of it, I'm overlaying some other layering to as some particle effects or background to make it more visually rich. So I'll show you how to do these titles. Okay, so to create a title, you can go to the title room, click on this T here, okay, and click on create a new title template. Then you enter the title room, then create a 2D title. Okay, so you will see the main interface that upon launching, you'll see my title, this text here. So you can type, for example, travel, and make it larger. And you can also change the font here. So you can go to the left side. There's a place to choose the font type. So for example, I choose blah, blah, blah. this one, and make it larger. Okay, then I want to put some white borders outside of the text. So we can select it, and in the font type, there's a border. Tick the border and select the size. I set it to 3, and the border color is white. So you can see now that the white border is being added on your text. And the text color, we are putting some rainbow colors on it. So you can click on, you can select the T, then change the font to say red, orange, yellow, and green, and blue, and purple. Okay, so you can see now that the travel word is being changed to this wonderful color. And if you want to change the font face, you can also, like, again, selecting other font face here. Okay, and in the demo video, you see some fly in and fly out effects. So you can see underneath, there's a timeline, and there are two dark parts. One is a beginning, one is an ending. So this means in and out effect of the title. So to adjust it, you can go to motion. So in the motion, you'll see there are two selections. One is starting effect, the other is ending effect. So click on the starting effect. I can adjust whatever, like this one. This one. Oh, should this look too over? I want a lighter one. So for example, this one, solo jump. And I also want the ending, the words are like flying away. So I select this flocking. So you can see here is the beginning. Okay, and here's the ending. So let's preview it again. All right, and I'm thinking this is a bit too long, so I want to make the beginning shorter and the ending shorter, and while make the whole template shorter. So let's check again the fly out effect. Okay, it flies more smooth, but as you can see, during its flying out, the text is too clear. That it's not really looking like fly out. It's like pretty fake. So we got another little function here, and PowerDirector is called motion blur. So if you're having this kind of motion objects, you can enable the motion blur. So it's under the motion tab. The third one is a motion blur, and you can make the length of the blur and the density larger. So let's see what's the difference. So this is when moving in. So you can see some blur effect are being applied on the text. Let me show you what's this is after apply motion blur, and before we apply motion blur, it's looking like this. So let's see what's the difference. Okay, so the difference is that the words are showing in a blurred way. That's when you're flying away. It's like having a real camera capturing something and something just fly away too fast. So it shows a blur in this motion. So that's why we need the motion blur effect here to make the fly out effect look more real. And then we want to add slightly more things on this title set. So for example, we are having a little globe object at the back. And I can choose this from the particle effect room. Click on the particle icon here, and I can select this one, the Earth launch. So you can see there's a new track number 2 being added. and it's being check number 1 being added as a particle, and it's being overlaid after the text. So you can not only adding 1 particle, you can also add a few more, like adding 1 more. For example, I'm adding this neon flakesing at the bottom. Okay, so try to mix more effects to your title set. And if you think this is cool, then you can save it, click save, and name it. Okay. Then you'll find this effect is being saved in the custom room of your titles, like here. Okay, so if you want to use this title, you simply drag and drop it on the timeline. You'll get something like this. Sorry, I hide this. You'll get something like this one. Okay, and the other way to add a title is that you can use some pre-configured title. So for example, we just released our travel pack 3. And you can find the title templates in this selection folder. Find travel pack 3. So there's this little one, vacation. Drag and drop it on the timeline. And if you want to edit the text, you can double click it to enter the title room. Okay, and like this one we use at the beginning of the video. The same, all this my title text, add your text. These texts are all customizable. Okay, so that's how to add the title to your video or creating your own titles. And if you like this title set, you can find it on Director Zone. Again, you can go to the video description. There's a little link, the 6th link. You can download this one from Director Zone. We uploaded these titles to Director Zone already. Okay, so these are the 5 tips we recommend for travel video. So let's take a look of what we got. Okay, so this is the teaser file that I released. I show you at the beginning of the webinar. So you can see at the beginning video, there's this title, the flying text. Okay, then we're adding the location where we've been to. Okay, and also we are having some shot. This is the fast room scene we showed in the first demonstration. Okay, and in this place we're using the slideshow creator to insert a slideshow object in your video. And in this section we're adding some, overlaying some title on this video. And the last part of the video, we're using Scene Designer to put some photos or videos inside of this template set. So you can actually mix all this stuff in a video and make it really eye-catching. Okay, so if you are interested in the video we just showed, again, you can also find that video on Director Zone. Again, go to the description, click the 5th link, timeline for today's demo project. And you can see, you can learn from the timeline project to see how I make this video and what things I adjust in each place. Okay, so that's for the PowerDirector demo. And wow, we are running late a little bit. It's so today's course, we probably will add like a 5 to 10 minutes more for photo part because we got some nice things to show. So next we'll talk about some top tips for travel photos. Here are 5 tips we give you. The first one is getting rid of photo bumpers. is someone who jumping in your photo and you want to eliminate them. So you can use some tool like PhotoDirector to get rid of it. And the second one is fix the poor lighting in your photos. Sometimes when you're taking photos, the lighting condition isn't that well, just like when we're taking video. So you can also fix these photos with photo editing tool. And the third one is to fix underwater photos. So again, we want to make the color looks brighter and higher saturation. And the fourth tip is that in some stunning places, like if you're going to Grand Canyon, then you can take some panorama shots. Then I know most of the phone nowadays are able to capture panorama photos, and even my Google album able to create auto panorama photos for me. But PowerDirector just do it better. So I'll show you how to do panorama with PhotoDirector. And the last one is that if you got like 100 photos on your trip, you can add some watermark on it to make it more stylish before you sharing it to friends. So starting with the PhotoDirector part. So I will launch PhotoDirector. Okay, so this is PhotoDirector, and because this is our first time to teach you how to use PhotoDirector. So again, quick UI walkthrough. So there are totally 5 tabs on top of PhotoDirector. So the first one, library, is a library where you import all your photos and putting them in place. And the second one is adjustment, means you can tweak with those colors to make some colors brighter and make some colors lower, adjust the curves, etc. And the adjustment of PhotoDirector is a non-destructive way. It's a bit technical, but say if you're having an original photo and I increase maybe saturation by 3 and lower the lighting by 4, this is an adjustment. But I didn't actually touch the photo. I mean, the result you see is a real-time calculation from PhotoDirector. So that means that after you retouch a photo, the original one will be kept, and you can resume all the time. That's a non-destructive adjustment is about. And the third one is editing. So editing means that you do something, change is destructive. But PhotoDirector, when doing this kind of destructive editing, it will save a new copy. So your original copy is untouched. So the editing module, including something like make you look slimmer or eliminate something in your photo, like remove a photo bumper, or you can do some photoshopping thing like cutting off. For example, I want to remove the background of this lion dog and overlay it on the other photo. I can do this kind of thing with PhotoDirector in the editing room. And the fifth room is a slideshow. It's just creating a slideshow with PhotoDirector. And the fifth part is printing. So today we're mainly focusing on the first 3 things. Okay, so I already got some photos in my library. So we're starting with the first one, getting rid of photo bumper. So I'll choose this. This is my colleague EJ that he just go to Okinawa with his friend. Sorry, it should be this one. He takes this photo and a restaurant. This is a famous restaurant there, but however, someone just added in his photo. So to get rid of him, you can go to the edit room, and you can see here is content-aware removal tool. Click it, you'll see this brush tool. Then you can use a brush tool to select this person. Okay, this is the selected result. Then click on apply. All right, bye, the guy is gone. So you can do this kind of trick in a lot of your travel photos if someone jumping in your camera. It's a pretty fast and pretty handy feature for PhotoDirector to do this removal thing. Okay, and the second thing we will show you is how to adjust the lighting. So there are several ways. So for example, take a look at this one. This is a shot my other friends took in the Maldives. It's in the evening time, so the sky is pretty bright. However, these people, they are looking too dark because they are backlighted. So you can go to the adjustment, and you can find one easy way to work with it is using the HDR effect to make the glow higher and highlight the edges. Okay, so you can see it's an instant difference that the original too dark part are being revealed. And HDR also being used to adjust some of the, let's say, how to say that, some scenery shot. So for example, like this one, my friend taking in Iceland. And I can also use a panorama to bring out the detail and the color and to make it more artistic look and feel. Okay, and the other way to adjust is that you can adjust manually. So let me take this underwater footage, for example. So this one, I think it's pretty funny that the color, the composing of and the layout of this video, of this photo is nice, but the color can be slightly better. I mean, underwater is a little bit overexposure, and the blue part, the blue part, the sea, the color, and the green part on the rock are looking a little bit too dirty. So I can do the first thing is I go to adjustment tab, and I can go to curve tool to bring the highlighted part slightly lower to heal the overexposure part, and to bring down the darker part a little bit. Okay, then next I want to make this bluer part more blue. So you can go to the other tool. It's the HSO and color tool, and click on saturation. And on saturation, you can see this little selection tool that you can use it, select it, and move to any place of the photo. For example, I move on top of the blue part and press the left button, mouse button, and move it up. So you can see the blue part, the saturation is being enhanced, while other parts are untouched. Let me do an example, like if, for example, this red band, if I'm moving on it and drag it down, then the red color will be taken out. Okay, drag up. If I drag up, it comes back. So I want the green part higher, so I can make it higher. So you can see now the footage, the photo is looking much better compared to the original one. Let me zoom in. Okay, so the new one, I mean, the color saturation is higher, and the exposure problem is being corrected. And once you're okay with this, you can create a preset from it. Click on this create icon and create a preset, for example, underwater fix, and save it. Okay, so you will see this one showing on your preset bank. And if you want to apply it on another photo, for example, this one, click on it, then the photo is being adjusted, like this one, the same. Okay, so it's an instant fix for this color thing. So we learn how to use HDR tool and learn how to use the manual adjustment tool. The next part, we will show you how to do some panorama photo merge. So here I got one set of the panorama shot, 1, 2, 3, 4. I took by from left to right. So you can go to edit room and select the panorama under photo merge. There's a panorama. Okay, then click it and select these 4 photos you want to merge. Drag and drop to the main window and click on merge. It takes some time to do the merging thing. Okay, and as I said before, that actually there are a lot of free panorama photo merging applications, but they all give you this kind of a shot because at the edge of the photo there are some some part that the camera didn't catch, this black part at the edges. So most of the panorama photo merging software will just move this away. However, if you move it away, I mean, there are a lot of pixels missing, right? Like this rock, this detail are missing. So in PhotoDirector, we got one tool is called Auto Fill Boundary. Click it. And it's using the exactly same methodology of doing the photo bumper removal, the content-aware removal thing that we calculate from the pattern by side of this dark area, and we auto-fill the background basing on the pattern. So once it's done, you can see, hold a second. Okay, you can see all these parts are being filled in, and you got the larger resolution, more pixel panorama photos. So that's much better than using a phone to merge these photos. Okay, and lastly, I want to show you how to do a watermark with PhotoDirector. So I select another nicely looking photos. Okay, like this one, I want to add some text underneath it. So it's something like this one. Okay, I want to put a little lion dog here and saying it's in Okinawa and what time is it, etc. So how to do this? Firstly, I want to talk about the background removal thing. So we got this photo, the lion dog. Okay, you probably don't know what is lion dog. So it's in Asian culture that we usually put a pair of a male and female lion dog in front of our doors and to protect the people in the house away from evil. So this is a very commonly see statue and in Okinawa. And also you can see in China or in Taiwan that we have a lot of this kind of a lion dog in front of our doors or in temples. So I want to put this as a symbol inside of my photo. So I can go to the editing interface, the background removal tool, and I want to eliminate the background, so I can use my mouse to select the parts I want to remove. Take a while. For example, something like this, and I accidentally remove this part, so I can bring it back. Okay, once it's done, you can click on Remove Foreground, my selected part. So this is a background removed item, and you can save this as a transparent PNG file so that you can use later on for the template creator. And also, you can do the photo merging thing in the Photo Composer tool, like this one. If I want to add the lion dog on lion dog, I can overlay it here. So you can actually do some photo merging thing by moving these objects around. Okay, so that's why you need the background removal to create this kind of a transparent PNG file. And next we'll show you how to do the watermark. I use this photo as example. Then go to watermark creator, and I can add a line or frame. This is a frame or line on your photo. So for example, I want black color, and the opacity is lower, and make it slightly larger, something like this. Okay, and I want to add that little line doc graphic to here, make it larger. Yeah. Okay, and I can add some text here, add a text. Can choose the font face and the background, the border color. You can add more text like 2015 and make the color different. Okay, that's a frame. So once it's done, you can save this template. And if you got other photos in the same folder, you can see the same template is being applied on it. So you can select all these photos and export or share them right away, all with these lovely customized frames. And you can also see that template you already created. It's available in this template bank. Okay, so that's how we do the frame thing. So a quick catch up again for the PhotoDirector demo. The first one is getting rid of photo bumpers. So we're using the content-aware removal tool. And the second one is using HDR effect to bring back, to heal the backlighting photos. And the third one is using the color adjustment tools to correct the color and how to create a preset with PhotoDirector so that I can use on other photos. And the fourth is to merge panorama photos. And don't forget that we also have the auto fill boundary feature that can give you higher pixels and more complete panorama photos. And the fifth one is adding customized photo frames to your photos. That's pretty much it. So I want to take this chance to thank you for joining. And I want to remind you again that we are running our I Love to Travel video contest at the moment. And it's starting by late June. And we will you can apply before September 13th. Submit your travel videos. And you got a chance to win some great prizes like a GoPro Hero 4 Silver, Apple Watch, HTC Rig camera, and some CyberLink software. So if you don't know where to enter it, you can go to cyberlink.com and you'll see this banner here, I Love Travel. Click, you can see the detailed information. And again, if you want more webinar information or more learning content, you can go to support our learning center. And you can visit our new learning center. We got more than 160 tutorials now on this learning center. So either you can choose travel tips, or if you want to learn a specific product like PowerDirector or PhotoDirector. And you can also see the previous webinars by visiting the webinar area, webinar zone, so you can watch the previous webinar recorded videos in our learning center. Okay, and one more thing that my commerce fellows want me to introduce to you, that we are having now some limited time offer for PowerDirector, that we are giving away Audio Director 5 and Travel Pack 3 as bonus, which at total value of $179. And you can buy everything together for $94, including PowerDirector Starting Automate, Audio Director 5, and Travel Pack. And if you are registered for today's course, and in your confirmation letter, you also got a 15% off coupon. You can use it to buy this, get the additional 15% off, and this nice stuff, Audio Director and Travel Pack together with you. So thank you for joining the course, and sorry we are running 10 minutes longer. And before we leave, one thing I want to remind you, don't forget to fill in our certification survey. So you can find this link under the YouTube video description. And once you join the survey, we will have a lucky draw tomorrow so that you got a chance to win PowerDirector and PhotoDirector. Okay, so that's for tonight's course. I hope you all enjoy it, and stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe our newsletter. We will run our next webinar in early October. We'll be talking about action sports and more advanced features. So I hope you all enjoy today's course, and thank you very much. See you again. Bye-bye.